Hello guys, Zach here, and today I'm going to be looking at a very old game from the Legion Clan Cup, which was played a very long while ago, and excuse me for forgetting the date all of a sudden. It might have been 2003, not 100% sure. This is a very old game, and we'll have a look at who we're going to be spectating today. Well, in purple we've got Storm Blade, and he is playing as Persians in purple there, and in green we have Elkan Capoch, or Capoch, I'm going to say Capoch, and he is also playing as Persians, and the map is Nomad. So we've got a 1v1 Persian war on Nomad, and I don't think I've ever shown you a Persian war yet. So this may very well be the first Persian war on the channel, and it's a good one because this is taken from the finals of the Legion Clan Cup from a very long while ago. These are probably very old players. My knowledge of old AOC players isn't that great. I'm not very up to date with the older players due to the fact that I was only a very young child when these guys were actually playing, and I was totally oblivious at the time. So anyway, Nomad and Persians. So I'm interested to see what these guys actually go for. We may see flushing, we may see some interesting starts. They're starting very far away from each other. Kind of hard to see where green is on the map, but green all the way over this side, Capoch here, and all the way over to the right is Blade, and they are on pretty much opposite ends of the map. The only problem is, for Blade at the very least, that Capoch has got the majority of the gold on the map on his side, so it's going to be very challenging for Blade at the early game. I believe he's not got any boar nearby. He's got well, no, sorry, I take that back, he has got boar. He's not got deer nearby. There's only a couple over here, and Capoch has got 3 over this side, and a lot of deer as well, and a lot of sheep as well as that. And I think Blade is going to be struggling for food a little bit early on. He is throwing up a dock near to the north side of the map, so is Capoch actually. They're both throwing up docks at the same time, and I think Capoch got his up first, but the fishing ship for Blade is probably going to come out first, and I'm going to speed things up just a little bit while these guys get underway. Nomad is a very slow starting game due to the fact that obviously you don't start with your town centre, and it takes a while to get things going. That's why there are 3 boar on Nomad, due to the fact that you do have a slower start, which does give you a little food boost, of course. And there are a lot of sheep as well, but unfortunately for Capoch, they're all on his side. And he's got a good 8 sheep there at the very least, and a huge deer patch. If he puts a mill on here, he'll be laughing. And it's of course very important to take the water and get the fish as well, due to the fact that you've got a lot of big fish in here, and it really does help your early game eco. Of course, you can expect grushing to be a very common thing in Nomad games, and that is probably what's going to happen over here, as these guys are situated very close together. So it's going to be a very mad rush, I imagine, to get to the Feudal Age. They don't want to be left too far behind getting Feudal and then find that you've lost all of your fishing ships. Blade could be, yeah, there we go, he's just moving out to take the bigger fish now, because he doesn't want to be fishing the shore fish, as they are very slow indeed. And both these guys docking very close together, which is interesting considering they are so far apart on the map. Capoch just luring his first boar now, as is Blade. I think, yeah, Blade does know exactly where his boar are. You can't really miss them, they're that close to his town centre. And he's found some sheep as well, scouting around with a villager, because you don't get a scout, as if you did start with a scout, you would probably go and harass your opponent's villagers with them. And Capoch actually luring his 3rd boar. He probably should have waited a little bit before he went and got that 3rd one, because they are rotting away at the same time, and you do want to make sure you get the most out of them, though it's not too much of a problem. Capoch actually getting quite a nice early score lead here, and he may or may not be into the Feudal Age first. Blade is already up, and Capoch is actually just behind him, so Blade could get a nice advantage on the water if he gets Feudal first, starts taking the water. Of course, he has got to be very wary of land, and bear in mind as well, this is his nearest gold pile, and it's absolutely miles away. Let's look at these guys scouting. Capoch, not the best scouting here. He doesn't actually know where the gold is on Blade's side of the map, and Blade's scouting is not much better, to be fair. They are fairly close. I think he may have scouted here with the, oh no, that's where his villager started, isn't it? So he's not actually scouted that much, but fortunately he has found his gold though, and these guys very close to the feudal age right now. Blade just about to advance up, and just realizing he's got a dock there. Oh, building. You can't get closer than that, really, can you? Absolutely next door to each other. I imagine these guys are going to have a very big battle on the water, and Blade is going to need to get a third dock out because he's going to be up against Capoch's 3 docks, and he cannot afford to lose the water in this situation. He's up to the feudal age first. He's got a little advantage. He'll be able to get 2 galleys out before Capoch can, at the very least. But Capoch will be probably building them 3 at a time due to the fact he does have 3 docks here, and it looks like Blade is going to try and get another one right here. He needs another 50 wood to do so, and just waiting. But Capoch will be queuing up 3 galleys right now, so he could even take the water control from very early stage. Even though Blade will get the first galleys out on the water, he's going to be outnumbered very shortly, as the 3 galleys from Capoch will come out before the next galleys from Blade do. And I don't know if Blade's actually giving up on water here. He's not actually building his 3rd dock. He's sending his villager back, and that's interesting. I'm not sure why he's doing that. He may go and try and rush the land. He knows he's going to be able to take out a few fishing ships here, but it's very likely that he will lose all of his ships if Capoch does continue to make docks. And he's actually, yeah, he is building a 3rd dock there, but he's a little bit delayed with that, and he is going to be pressured on the water now as Capoch goes and gets his 6th galley queued up. Meanwhile, Capoch is coming forwards with a barracks as well, and he may go and put some pressure on land here also. Over at the water though, Capoch and Blade having a bit of a battle. It does look to me like, yeah, Blade has got the most galleys at the moment, but we've got to bear in mind Capoch is making them at a faster rate, so it's only a matter of time before Capoch does take the lead on the water here. Blade just getting population capped, I noticed, and this is still very nice though. He is disrupting his boats and really preventing him from gathering a lot of fish, as his fishes are pretty much undisturbed, and he really is pretty neck and neck on the water. This is what is concerning though. Capoch is coming forwards with a barracks right here and a mill on this forage bush for some reason. Wants to keep his villagers busy, I guess, and no archery range just yet. I can imagine he will get an archery range pretty soon, and these guys still neck and neck on the water. Nice microing there from Capoch, just luring this galley away to take the fire of these guys while the rest of his galleys do the damage. And you may see that a lot with the galley micro. It's quite an intricate thing actually. Capoch coming forwards with villagers here. He's going to put a watchtower on this gold. That might be a bit close though. I think Blade will notice that, and yet he has indeed deleted it and building it at the bottom of the hill. This is really nice because this is Blade's only gold, and if he does secure this with a watchtower, then Blade is going to be really struggling for gold, which will not be good for him at all. Neither of these guys with any upgrades yet. I say yet, it could be very shortly that they do decide to get some upgrades, and 3 docks each right now, so it could be a while before anyone really does take water control. But this is going to be very big for Capoch on the land here. Blade is going to be forced off this gold, and 4 villagers will sustain galley production with gold, but that is not good because this watchtower will be secured with stone walls, and it will be an absolute nightmare for Blade to secure some gold right now, due to the fact that A, he can't get through stone walls with villagers, and B, this watchtower is preventing him from gathering gold at the moment. So Capoch very nicely played there. That's due to scouting that he found that, and or by chance actually. He may have found it by chance, and it looks to me like he's lost his fishing ships. I was going to say navy, but fishing ships aren't really navy. And Capoch is playing this really great actually. Blade is going to be struggling from this position, I believe, coming forwards with a blacksmith as well just to get those upgrades. Probably going to get fletching and making a few spearmen. I wasn't expecting him to make spearmen. You don't see them that often. They are probably, yeah, I think they're the weakest unit in the game, perhaps weaker. No, not weaker than a militia, but pretty darn weak at any rate. And Blade chasing Capoch's fishes away. He's like, well, if I can't have fish, neither can you. So neither of them gaining an advantage through fishing. But Capoch is starting to take a big lead on the score now as he starts to chase Blade's eco down with his spearman, just getting picked off by the town centre there. And there's not much one spearman is going to be able to do, so he's going to pull that one away. And it's now only a matter of time before Capoch continues to pressure the land. Of course, Capoch now will have water control, but Blade is throwing down an archery range and a blacksmith. I imagine Capoch has already got fletching, and actually no, he has not got fletching yet. Thought he would have it by now, but nope, he's not. And still no fishes for him, so it's pretty much neck and neck on the water, though I think Capoch's score now is due to the fact that how many galleys he's got. Blade has definitely not going to be able to get back on the water for a long while, and archery range coming out, so he's going to be able to pick off the spearmen very easily indeed. Spearmen do not stand up to archers or in fact skirmishers at all. They have no pierce armor whatsoever, and skirmishers even have an attack bonus against spearmen anyway. So it's just a matter of time now until Blade can get some force together. Second archery range coming down. Of course, he's not going to bother focusing on the water again, I don't think. Let's just check if he is building anything at the galleys and the docks. No, he's not. He's only got 2 galleys left. He's not too bothered about them, I imagine. He's going to try and catch his opponent off guard and go for the water, though I'm sure Capoch is going to be very well aware that this is his plan. But saying that, he doesn't really have much to defend himself either, which is kind of interesting. Capoch still with no upgrades. He's not got fletching just yet, and he's got quite a bit of resources as well, so he could afford it. But Blade is now going to start moving out. Archers, skirmishers being queued up, and they are going to move across the map. Let's see how much damage he can do. Of course, Capoch still with a lot of wood collectors right there. He's got way more than he really needs, unless he's continuing to make galleys, but he doesn't really need to make any more galleys. He's got all the galleys he needs to secure the water right now, and unless Blade is massing up a secret army somewhere, which isn't going to happen, then he's got nothing to worry about at the moment. Moving in, and Blade does have fletching right now. He's not got any infantry upgrades, but that's not really necessary at this stage. And starting to mass up some more skirmishers and archers. He's going to need gold, but of course he can't gather any. So it looks like it's just going to be skirmishers for him. So of course Capoch is going to make a stable and get some well, he can't get knights just yet because he's not up to the castle age, but he may get a couple of scouts, though it looks like he'll go up to the castle age first, so we'll have to just wait and see. Blade actually coming forwards now with these skirmishers and the archers, going to try and pick off some villagers, though he's attacking a lumber camp, which isn't going to get him anywhere at all. And I've got to say, I do love nomad games just because they are so messy. This is absolutely messy, and Blade knows he's got to do something here, so he's going to tower this wood, and he may be able to get a very nice deny of wood right there. He may be able to pick off a few villagers as well, sending quite a few villagers forwards. He may even go and go for another tower. He's not got enough stone just yet, and Capoch with a quick wall there means that Blade can't get through with his archers for the time being. And this watchtower is going to go up. It might just be out of range of the town centre though. The town centre isn't attacking it, and Blade, yeah, doing a pretty good job on the land. There we go, a scout coming out for Capoch, just trying to deal with the skirmishes that are coming out, but he is up to the castle age, and Blade is a very long way from castle just yet. He's only got 139 food, and he doesn't have any gold either. He really can't let Capoch get any knights out, otherwise it's going to be very hard for him to defend against that. These skirmishers are going to struggle against these scouts as well, bringing the spearman back and trying to do what harassment he can at the front with his archers and skirmishers here. Maybe let's pick off a few villagers. That would be very nice if he could. Just stand on this hill, kill them, go on, kill them. No, where are you going? Sent them a little bit too far there, and now realizing his mistake, oh, unlucky for him, Capoch realizes and starts to send his villagers back to the town centre, back to the safety and comfort of the town centre. Maybe able to pick off one villager here if he's lucky. I don't even think he's going to be able to get that, unfortunately. And now moving forwards with another tower, keeping Capoch inside of his base. But of course, Capoch is going to continue to gather gold. He's almost at the castle age, and he's got a lot of food and gold available to him. So I can imagine that we will see a lot of knights from him. And though Blade is keeping him inside of his base, Capoch has got this stable here. He's researching bloodlines right now, and he can get a lot of knights out once he reaches the castle age, which is going to happen in just a few moments. Blade trying to kill off as many villagers as he can, hurt his eco as much as he can, but Capoch making fishing ships down here at the bottom now just to really help his eco out, and starting to make archers on this hill. There we go, castle age for him, and I imagine bloodlines, once that is finished, he will be getting some knights out right there. Second stable coming up as well. Is he going to be getting crossbowmen? I imagine he probably will do. There's no reason not to get crossbowmen with that much wood and with that much gold at the very least, and a lot of food to make knights with as well. And there we go, 2 knights being queued up right there, a stable coming down, a second stable coming down as well. Capoch going to be able to raid Blade's economy very nicely indeed. He's not walled at all, and he's doing the really big mistake now, sending these spearmen across to this side of the map, where he's keeping the pressure onto Capoch. Capoch, it looks like he's going to be having a hard time against all these skirmishers. A third watchtower going down around his base, but you've got to bear in mind, out comes the knights right now. He shouldn't have sent those spearmen over. They needed to be in defense to keep his villagers safe. He is going to lose a lot of villagers to these knights right here. There is pretty much nowhere they can run to. Back to the town centre, way too far to run, and these villagers are pretty much dead. Capoch is just queuing up plenty of knights now, and meanwhile at his base he is losing quite a few villagers. Another watchtower coming forwards. Blades is definitely still in this game. He is not out just yet, but he is a long way from castle, that is for sure. He has got a lot of food to be collecting before he can reach castle. Another watchtower coming up as well, just to make sure that he can kill off whatever he can, managing to kill quite a few villagers as well. This is really nice from him. He is going to be able to pressure this massively, but Capoch can keep making knights down here. He is attacking Blade's eco, and it's pretty much, well, I suppose you could compare it to base racing right now. The problem is, once Capoch's got tired of raiding Blade's base, he is going to be able to clean up these these skirmishers extremely quickly with the knights. These will not stand up to many knights at all. He is managing to pick off a lot of villagers though. Looking at their populations, it's 64 for Blade and 77 for Capoch, so it's not quite enough just yet. But Capoch, bear in mind, got quite a lot of galleys, so we've got to subtract those from his population, I suppose, as they are not really much use right now. But Capoch coming in with 3 knights. He is going to be able to kill off a lot of skirmishers if he gets these knights right in there, and he is going to be able to bring the spearmen in as well, just to deal with those knights. But he has only got a couple of spearmen here. I think there's only 2 for him, and that is not going to be able to. Sorry, that is not enough to be able to deal with 4 knights right here. Going up with a gold camp on this mine right here, he really does need this gold as fast as he can. He needs all the gold he can possibly get. Capoch coming forwards with gold on his previous gold camp, and this is looking pretty hard for Blade to come back from. Capoch now with 1,000 score lead. These villagers going to get picked off very quickly as well, as Blade just sticks to his hill, tries to kill off what he can. Capoch not actually going for these villagers. He's going to, oh no, he is going for the villagers surely. Yeah, there we go, going for the villagers, but these skirmishers will not be able to do enough damage against these knights right here. And bear in mind, Capoch has got bloodlines as well, so he's got 120 HP on those guys. More spearmen coming out, but you know, even spearmen don't do so much damage. And you'll be able to see now, I think Blade is probably going to lose most of this army right here. These knights getting in the mix, going to be able to kill off so many of these skirmishers. And if the spearmen don't get in there, it looks like that spearman is on stand ground, which is no use to anyone. Finally moving it, but it's dead. And Capoch losing most of his skirmishers right here. A lot of villagers as well, as raids are likely to be continuing on his eco. Capoch still forwards with these 2 stables right here. He's running out of food actually, so perhaps it's not going to be as straightforward as that. He may lose this knight to these 2 spearmen. Could be a possibility. He's very, very low on HP, and more spearmen coming out. And Blade just resigned there. No GG from him. But, well, there may have been actually, but oh well, never mind. Yeah, pretty hard for him to come back from that in that situation. He didn't have the resources that he needed to get up to the castle age. He could spam feudal units all day, but skirmishes against knights are not good enough, unfortunately. Unfortunate as well that he didn't have the best gold placement. Capoch did have a much better map with all this gold at the back, easily accessible, whereas Blade's gold was very easily harassed early on with this tower as well, which really did throw him back a bit. Also, not to mention, he did lose water, which meant he did have a little bit of a disadvantage with food from these fishing ships that Capoch did have. And other than that, though, I think he did pretty well. He managed to get a lot of good harassment in on Capoch's economy right here. But Capoch did win that one, and rightly so. Those knights really did win the game for him. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this game. As usual, I've been Zach, and I will see you next time.